In the prison cell, the guard was searching for the prisoner, unaware that the man was hiding right behind him. The man mirrored the guard's every step and movement. Whatever the guard did, he did the same, like a shadow. The guard could feel someone nearby, but no matter how hard he looked, he couldn't find him. To escape from this prison, the man had been practicing his invisibility technique. After 4 attempts, he finally perfected it for the first time. His method was simple: he would take off his shoes to avoid making any noise while walking. Then, he would carefully observe the surroundings of the cell, looking for the blind spots in the guard's vision. When the guard came to check the cell, he found that the prisoner, who should have been inside, was nowhere to be seen. In a panic, he quickly opened the cell door and began searching. He thought the man might have used some clever trick, but he never expected him to be hiding in a corner.
이 새끼가 사람 놀리고 있어. 깜짝 놀랬잖아. 한 번만 더 그래봐. 너는 굶어.
But the man paid no heed to the guard's threat. He simply kept working on his invisibility technique. This time, he focused on the walls of the cell. Once he found his footing, he started climbing upward, grabbing onto the window ledge above. Though the man was beaten, a sly smile spread across his face. His invisibility technique was starting to show results. To perfect it, the man spread his arms wide and began swinging his hands, adjusting his angles over and over until he became invisible. The human eye has a 180-degree field of vision, so he used this to test the limits of his own sight and then hid in the blind spots of the guard's view. This was the key to mastering invisibility. As long as he could silently hide behind the guard, avoiding his 180-degree line of sight, he would be able to achieve invisibility to a certain extent. Of course, he had to practice his footsteps as well, making sure that he could move without making a single sound. After days of relentless practice, the advanced invisibility technique was finally complete. All that was left was to test it. When the guard came to check the cell again, he found the prisoner had vanished. As the guard angrily walked into the cell, all he found was a piece of clothing on the ground. He looked around, but the prisoner was nowhere to be seen. So, he looked up, but still couldn't find him. With no other choice, the guard began searching again, completely unaware that the man was standing right behind him. The man followed the guard's every move with ghostly precision, dodging in rhythm with his steps. After a thorough search, the guard still found no trace of the prisoner. Gradually, the guard began to feel a sense of unease. Was he seeing things? He could feel someone was nearby, but he couldn't find them.